us to do. Like, once we find out our purpose, like, we want to, get to it. But, and I'm speaking to a select few. This might, all who this resonate with, you will know, okay? So when God gives us, an understanding of our purpose and things of that nature, there is going to be a time where God called us to something that puts us in a place of heavy, and when I say heavy, I mean heavy warfare. And I'm speaking to the people that is experiencing this right now. Listen, sometimes, and let me say this. You may not even realize that it's spiritual warfare against what God has called you to do. So I want you to be careful. I want you to be careful in regards of what you're doing and you experiencing warfare and you determining, okay, is God telling me to stop? Am I not supposed to be doing this? Or am I going in the right direction? I'm going to give you two things how you can determine if you're going in the right direction or, God is telling you to stop. I'm gonna go with God is telling you to stop first, okay? If you are, how should I put this? If God is pretty much pulling you away and saying, I want you to get closer, and he's going to tell you, he's not going to just pull you away and not give you an inclination. The Holy Spirit is not going to pull you away and not give you an inclination of why. Okay, and usually the inclination is going to be, okay, I want you to get closer to me. It's if the thought or the inclination is not something that is pulling you closer to God, it's not God telling you to pull you away. It's not God pulling you away. It's the enemy trying to deceive you. Okay, that's one. How you know that you are going in the right direction is, like I said, God may call you into something that that is going to put you in a place of heavy warfare. And the reason is because the enemy does not want it to get out there. He does not want the information or whatever you're doing to get out there. So in order for him to, attempt to succeed of not getting what you're doing, what God has called you to put out there, is to put you through heavy warfare. Okay, and now this is going to be the determining factor if you are going to continue to walk that path, continue to be, obedient, even though you are going through heavy warfare. And this goes back into the fruits of the Spirit. Listen, long suffering is the fruits of the Spirit. Okay, are you going to be able to withstand the experience that you are experiencing, knowing that no weapon formed against you shall prosper, even though it's intense warfare, even though, because the enemy is going to throw his whole artillery at you. I mean, everything. Okay, and I speak so passionately about it is because I experienced it before, and I want to speak to the people that is experiencing it and may not, there was a time where I was confused. I'm like, God, why am I going through this? Forgetting that God has called me to a purpose that the enemy doesn't even want me to accomplish. He doesn't even want me to even start on the journey. So you have to remember, if you are walking in the path of God, if you are walking and doing the will of God, especially if he gave you a project that is going to expose the enemy and his tactics, understand you're going to go through heavy warfare, and you need to be prepared. You need to understand. And one thing that God did tell me is that, especially if it's a purpose, if it's a project that you're doing that is going to expose the enemy, you need, I'm not telling everybody, those who practiced it before need to do it. Fasting. If you are in a project that requires you to, expose the enemy, you need to have a fasting, worshiping and praying system in place. Okay, that's one of the things that God had told me, to do when I was in the process of, how should I put this? pursuing the purpose that he had called me to. Not the purpose, but I want to say the project that involved me initiating a fight. So I just want to say, like I said, if you are in the process of doing something that God has called you to do, and it's initiating a fight with our adversary, okay, you need to, one, recognize that it's going to be heavy warfare, and you need to have a system of praying, worshiping, and fasting. That's the only way that you are going to be able to withstand the heavy warfare, because it's going to be heavy. The enemy is going to throw everything at you. Okay? So this is for my brothers and sisters that is like, walking that journey, staying obedient, and doing what God has called you to do. Just be prepared, and just make sure that you are prayed up, you're fasting, and you're worshiping, and you're reading. Just do your due diligence. You do not want to you don't want to be lacking, period. You don't want to be lacking. You want to be in a place, all right, God, you have called me to do this. Now, this message is for somebody, okay? Good morning.